going here on YouTube. Hope everybody's doing well and not too hot in your neck of the woods. It's actually pretty nice here. And I'm in North Aurora, Illinois, just outside of Chicago, probably about 40 miles outside of Chicago. So it's not too bad here. Okay. All right. So let's get back into our screen here. And okay. So what I want to do is I want to share this short video with you. Okay. Let's see. Point. I think it's going to be in the screen. That's why. Let's see. Here we go. All right. So just want to share this with you. Okay.
Benjamin Franklin. Who was he? Signer of the Declaration of Independence, champion of democracy, inventor, writer, scientist, diplomat. But did you know he was also an investor in precious metals? In fact, when Benjamin Franklin died, he bequeathed 1,000 pounds sterling silver, worth about 4,000 at the time, each to both his birth city of Boston and Philadelphia, the city he'd called home since he was 17 years old, with stipulations. For the first 100 years, the silver was to be used to give small loans to skilled workers, enabling them to start businesses of their own. Franklin was fascinated by the concepts of compounding interest and financial gains made over time. For the second 100 years, the cities could use the funds for public works projects. At the end of 200 years, in 1990, the funds were released for each city to use as they saw fit. What had begun as a relatively small amount of silver bullion invested wisely grew to over $7 million, enough to fund the construction of 2 large buildings, the Benjamin Franklin Institute of Technology in Boston and the Franklin Institute in Philadelphia. An American icon, an American hero, an American life. Introducing a brand new Miles Standish design coin series. An American life, only from 7K.
Okay. It's a kind of a doozy of an introduction here. So I wanted to share that with everybody because it's something that we got the 4th of July weekend coming up here. And this is kind of ties into what this whole presentation is about. And, so that was a little bit of introduction about this very rare limited edition coin collection called An American Life featuring Benjamin Franklin. And it's something that if you're into coin collecting or something, it's something that you definitely should take a look at. And I'll share with how you can do that during this presentation. But what I wanted to cover here this afternoon is the most overlooked and simple technique to building wealth and growing your income, and how you can start doing it today, how you can start actually building that generational wealth. And that's a lot of times people wonder how like the wealthy families have this generational wealth. Well, besides the fact they have multiple streams of incomes, one thing that all the wealthy families have in common is the fact that they have all of them, across the board, have at some point they have some form or where they're saving in the form of silver and gold. Okay, and it's a lot of times it's like, well, why does that create generational wealth? Well, you think about it over the course of the history of time, like even in that video, sharing an example of what Benjamin Franklin had $1,000 or 1,000 pounds of sterling silver. Okay, and at that time was only worth about $4,000, which still back in the 1700s, that's a ton of money. Okay, but when you compound that over to the course of time, you heard in the presentation that it was worth well over $7 million as far as how much it actually grew. So That's the one thing with generational wealth. It's something that it's passed down from generation to generation. And that's why it's called generational wealth. It's something that over the course of time, this is what these families have done is they've invested and saved so much in the form of silver and gold, and it's actually grown for them over the time. So a lot of people kind of freeze up when you talk about saving in the form of silver and gold. And they don't understand the concept, or they know they should, but they don't know how to go about doing it. And that's one thing I pointed out here in a couple other presentations is like, if you don't know how to do something, what do? You just don't do anything about it. So you just keep doing what you're normally doing. And sometimes it doesn't, well, in most cases, it doesn't always produce the results you want. So what I'm going to share with you today is how, regardless of your income, whether you're making $15,000 a year or you're making 150 or more per year, this is something that every single person can do. And it's something that what's really special about this opportunity is that you don't have to go through anybody to do it. This is something you can do yourself. It's something that, what I'm going to share with you today is how you can start, but I'm also going to give you some background and some information on what everybody really needs to know about silver and gold. And that's something that it's not taught in the formal education system growing up in high school, and that it's not taught, and it's something that should be taught, but it's not. And everybody knows the importance of it, but a lot of cases they just don't know how to do it. So that's what we're going to cover here today. And so what I'm going to be sharing with you is what are the benefits in saving in the form of precious metals, in this case, gold and silver. And it's also referred to as sound money, as what you'll see in this one presentation I'm going to share with you. And I'm going to share with you how you can save and who you can trust. And then how do you know if you're getting a good deal? Because there's a lot of opportunities out there, a lot of companies that do have silver and gold and different types of precious metals. But how do you know if it's the right company or the right fit for what you're trying to do? And that's what I'll share with you here this afternoon. And then also, how can you afford to purchase it even if you're on a tight budget? And like I said, this is something that anybody can do, regardless of your income. It's something that you can actually start today if you want. Okay. And also, I'm going to share with you what your financial institutions and financial advisors are not wanting to share with you and what they're not telling you. Okay. And so that's kind of an eye-opening thing here too as well. But we already covered can gold and silver build true generational wealth? Yes, it can. That is a fact. Okay, it's something that's always been around, and it's something that's always maintained its value and its purchasing power. And that's what's important to understand. And that's what this presentation is going to show you is the purchasing power of the dollar, the US dollar, paper fiat money versus gold and silver. And then, why, with inflation, why over the cost of time, the US dollar has lost its value. Then also, like I said, I'm going to share with you how you can start today. And also, I have a really, really special opportunity. If you are located in one of these 7 countries I have listed here, the United States, Canada, Australia, Ireland, UK, New Zealand, or Singapore, I have a really special opportunity to share with you. And if you're watching this on YouTube or catching a replay and you're not in one of those countries, definitely reach out to me. Like I said, I have my email here in the chat. It's rick@silverandgoldsolutions.org. And let me know if you're interested in what I have to share, but you're not in one of those countries. And then I know this is what the opportunity that I'm going to share with everybody is something that's going to eventually be global. So I will keep a running total or tally of whoever is from another country that's not able to participate at this time. Okay, and like I said, I do have an opportunity to share with you, but my main purpose of this presentation this afternoon is just to give you the background and the information on why and how you can save in the form of silver and gold. And I'm going to actually share a video with you that's going to have a lot of information that I guarantee you the majority do not know. Okay. So who is this for? This is for anyone who understands the importance of saving in the form of gold and silver, but they're not sure quite how to go about doing it. It's for those who are looking for other options to save and control how much and how often they save. It's also for what I like to attribute this kind of like a personal 401k plan in the form of silver and gold, because there's a lot of companies and corporations out there that have the 401k plan that they can share with their employees, but there are even more companies and smaller businesses that aren't able to afford that luxury to be able to share that with their employees. So this gives them another option to share with their employees as how they can start saving and building that generational wealth and have something for themselves down the road. Okay, so that's, like I said, it's another version of a 401k. It's just in the form of silver and gold. And it's also for those who are looking to start putting away money and having it grow for you in the for for college. You might have a son or a daughter or grandkids that are interested in going to college, but you're just looking for another way to actually be able to help them out. And this is an option for you. And like, this is one of the things that really attracted me to this. What I'm sharing with you this afternoon is the fact that my youngest son just graduated high school about a month ago. And he's got his, it's one of the things he wanted to do was go to college. So this is, I figured, was a great opportunity for me to start, working towards it and find an additional way to help him out. It's also for those that looking to put a little nest egg. You may have a 401k right now, and I highly encourage you, if you do have a 401k or your company offers it, definitely take advantage of it. That is a great opportunity, and I always encourage people to do that. But it's like with this case here, you may have that, but you still want to find another way to put, money on the side and have it work for you and build for you. And that's what I'll share with you here this afternoon. And then it's also for, like I said, I have an opportunity here where someone who was looking for a way to earn an additional income. And what I'm going to share with you is something that's very eye-opening, and it's definitely something you'd be interested in. And like I said, it's also for someone who's just wondering what their options are. Okay. So what I want to do here is I want to excuse me, I want to go ahead and bring in a gentleman by the name of Zach Davis. He is actually the co-founder for this company called 7K. Okay. And he has a very nice presentation that and he actually kind of goes over the history of the US dollar and the decline in it and what or I'm a little verklempt. He does a nice job of explaining, the value of the US dollar going down versus inflation, and what you could do in order to kind of help yourself out financially just by, looking into what I'm sharing with you here this afternoon. And before we get into that video, just to recap to how to qualify for the drawing, just send me an email at rick@silverandgoldsolutions.org and let me know what your biggest takeaway from this presentation is, whether, what bullet points or what you resonated with or what you thought was interesting, or, things that you didn't like. This is from me to you. This is just my way of paying it forward and thanking you for sharing, spending the time with me and then sharing me your insight on what you thought of the presentation. So just send me an email there and you'll qualify for the weekly drawing. Then also at the end of the month, I will have a very special rare collectible for you to have the opportunity to win. Okay. So that's all you need to do is when you finish the presentation, just go ahead and send me an email and we'll put you in the drawing. Okay. All right, so without further ado, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in Zach here, and he's going to have this nice video. He does a real nice job in this presentation, so I will be here watching it with you. I do have to check things on YouTube first, but hope you enjoy the video. It's not going. There we go.
Welcome to 7K. Are you working harder for more money to cover the basics, but it just doesn't seem to go as far? Well, it's not just you. Higher costs and added financial pressures on families today are causing fear, uncertainty, and doubt on a large scale. In fact, as of May 2017, did you know that 44% of Americans said they could not cover a full-time emergency expense? They'd have to rely on a credit card, selling something, or borrowing money if such event arose. So what's happening with their money? Well, it's in the numbers. If you look at this chart, in 1913, the Federal Reserve was created, and you'll see it that way. $1 was worth $1 in spending power. But in 2013, the dollar was only worth about 5 cents. That's a 96% reduction in value of the spending power of the dollar since 1913. Here's how it shakes out in real life. This is the Everyday Price Index. This measures inflation for everyday spending in 3 different categories. So this is weighted for different expenses in each group, like more healthcare costs or education costs. Urban renters, 58.1%. Retired couples, 61.6%. Look at this for young families trying to start a family and own a home, 78.3% more inflation. Now look at these numbers. Now these are things that you have to have on a daily basis. Eating food at home costs 43% more between 2000 and 2018. 59% increase to eat out. Heat sources, 99%. Car insurance, 97%. Water and sewer, 133. Do you know anybody who would like to go to college today? Maybe a child or grandchildren? 151% increase in college tuition. Medical care expenses up 97% in the same time frame. Now, do you mind if I show you the case for sound money? Don't worry, it's just a fancy name for gold and silver. Gold and silver is one of the secrets the wealthy have always used for ages to amass and protect their wealth. In fact, governments and financial institutions know and use the secret. They are the largest holders of gold in the world today. There's a reason why. Look at this. What could you buy today with the same silver from 1965? Check this out. If you went to the grocery store and you wanted to buy a gallon of milk and took in 1 ounce of silver or $1 bill, you could purchase that gallon of milk in 1965. But in 2019, 1 ounce of silver would get you 5 gallons of milk. How many gallons of milk would $1 purchase you? Nothing. It's a 410% increase in buying power for silver. Look at the movie ticket. 1965, $1 or 1 silver ounce would buy you a movie ticket. In 2019, 1 ounce of silver would buy you almost 2 movie tickets. That's an 80% increase in the buying power of silver. That means that is a 95% reduction in the spending power of the dollar bill. Check this example out. 2,500 ounces of silver or $2,500 would buy you 1 Ford Mustang in 1965. But if you took $2,500 in the Ford dealership today, I promise you, you're not walking out with a Ford Mustang. Now, you might be able to get a down payment, but look what happens today in 2020 with the same 2,500 ounces of silver. You could actually purchase 2 Ford Mustangs. Now, here's a great example of the purchasing power of gold and the dollar. The question is, where would you put this $10,000 in 1965? Would you put it in a house or would you put it in gold? Here's how the numbers shake out for 2020. $10,000 put into a home would have turned into roughly $85,000. That's a pretty good return. But the same $10,000 put into gold is $528,251. That is a huge difference. So the question is, after seeing those statistics, does your financial future seem a little bit more challenging? But why aren't your financial professionals telling you about this? The truth is, they don't want you to know. They want you to think it's not important to know the secrets of sound money. But we believe in you and want to guide you in your journey to creating and protecting true wealth for your family and your legacy, because you deserve it. So we're going to show you how to use the secrets the wealthy have always used to confidently get ahead of the game now and forever. We are 7K. The 7K founders are on a mission to change the world. 100 plus years of successful business experience sits between them. In fact, they have changed multiple industries for the better. They have a passion for helping the average person get ahead. And one of these individuals actually created a company that is worth $2 billion today. They have shared abilities but unique strengths that can help you to achieve the success you want. Here's a message from the founders. We created 7K because we genuinely want to improve the lives of people around the world. We have watched way too many of our friends struggle as the economy fluctuates, employment issues arise, or unexpected changes come up in life. Using the power of gold and silver, we believe we can provide a way for people to create financial independence, preserve their wealth, and live an exceptional life. We started this company because we believe in you. So here's some of the questions that we had when we found out about the power of sound money. We asked, do any of these resonate with you? Where should I buy it? Who should I trust? What should I buy? How do I buy in small quantities? And how do I get more of it? So we created a membership that solves many of the problems the average person like you and I face when we buy precious metals. One of the very first member benefits of being a member of 7K is dealer direct pricing on gold and silver bullion. Here's how the process works. The US Mint create coins. They sell those coins to a dealer, and then we sell those coins directly to you. No minimums, no maximums, period. This was just the beginning, and we didn't stop there. But first, the question about what should you buy? To answer that question, we created what we call our buyer certification program. Why? Because we already made all the mistakes so that you don't have to. This expert training helps you identify what type of buyer you are. and understand the following. How the wealthy have always used sound money for their gain. The key factors to protect your personal finances in any economy. What's the value of MS-70 in coin collecting and why it's potentially more valuable than bullion? Why governments and large institutions are the biggest buyers of gold and silver. Now here's the 5 reasons for sound money. Hedge against poor government decision and potential economic collapse. Wealth accumulation, wealth protection, portfolio diversification, and last, certainly not least, and probably one of my favorite, is coin collecting. In fact, what if I told you that we all made a $1.2 million mistake because we didn't understand the power of coin collecting? Did you know that if you had purchased one MS-70 Silver Eagle every month since 1986, it would have cost you roughly $40,000 to $50,000? Now that seems like quite a bit of money, but over time, it's really not compared to today's value of that coin collection. It would be worth $1.2 million. The problem is most of us lack a little bit of discipline. So we don't go down and purchase those coins every single month like we should. So we needed an easy way that doesn't require discipline to collect coins every month. And that's why we created our AutoSaver program. So we gathered a team of world-class experts to hand select collectible coins to take your collecting and legacy to the next level. Our world-class coins and collections are sent to your door every single month, giving you peace of mind that your saving is on autopilot. Here are the 3 different options that you have for the AutoSaver program. First is the basic. We send a 7K exclusive collection MS-70 Silver Eagle or standard 7K label MS-70 Silver Eagle to your door every single month. Now, we run different labeled series like the US 50 State Series for this tried and true collectible. This option features the steady as she goes and most popular collectible coin that has proven to be a great long-term value. Now our variety coin. This will be quite a showcase when you're finished. These MS-70 coins tell an incredible story from start to finish, and they're delivered to your doorstep every single month. The specialty option are gold and rare silver collectible coins that are a specialty. Often these coins have a limited run of less than 500 coins in the world. With this option, you'll get a mix of both sent to your door every single month. Now, of course, these will be handpicked by our experts. Don't feel secure about storing your collection at home? No problem. We will store your collectibles for free when you actively buy a qualifying collectible coin every single month. Every month you buy is another month we store your coins for free in our private vault. These private vaults are 100% insured by Lloyd's of London. They're military grade security, have inventory management, movement tracking, electronic visibility, and like I said before, one of the coolest member benefits is free monthly storage in your own vault. Perhaps one of the most exciting member benefits is creating what we call the Sound Money Wallet. This is a new age of precious metals that is alive. It's 100% backed by physical inventory. You can buy it, store it, trade it, cash it out, and more. The power is back with zero hassle and zero headaches. Here's how it works. You can take cash and instantly convert your cash into gold with no fee. Take the same gold and instantly convert it back to cash at one of the best buyback rates. How about silver? You can do the exact same thing. Number of transfers. Instantly send gold, silver, or cash to other members for free. You can also take gold or silver straight to you. You can request your metals to be shipped to your door for the cost of shipping and insurance. Now, it's about time gold and silver gave you the freedom that you need. Now let me ask you something. How many of you like good deals and love to travel? Well, as a member here, one of the other benefits is our 7K Advantage Rewards program. This program is helping you with a lifestyle that only you could visit. There's 800 different ways to save. Exclusive offers on travel, local restaurants, wherever you are, everyday services that you're already using, and deals on the largest name brands. Save where you have to spend so you can spend more where you want. 7K getaways. Gold and silver are essential, and we believe fulfilling lifestyle and creating memories that will never fade. With our company-sponsored trips, you will make memories that span the globe. Hear what one of our customers has to say. In our 17-year marriage, my wife and I have never been on a plane together, let alone to a foreign country. Because of 7K Getaways, we have now gone on multiple trips together to places we never thought we would. Now, remember, as of May 2017, 44% of Americans said they could not cover a $400 merchandise. So owning gold and silver is great. Traveling the world is great. But if you don't have the money to do those things, it can be very, very difficult. So here at 7K, we created a way where you can share, earn points, and get paid. Every time you share it with somebody else, you generate points. So when you purchase your membership, it creates a spot in the tracking center. You have the opportunity to build two teams, your left team and your right team. Every time you get 500 points on your left and 500 points on your right, it generates a $500 commission check. Let me just show you the multiple ways to earn. Membership and renewals. Monthly Auto Saver program, rare coin sales and retail sales. Every time a new member joins your team or a monthly auto saver coin order, whether you shared it with them or another active associate on your team, you will collect points towards discipleship. Let me show you how to rank up. As an associate, you can earn $500 per week. $1,000 per week, bronze $2,000, silver $3,500 per week. As a gold, $7,000 per week. An executive goal, $10,000 a week. And presidential goal, $12,500. There are a ton of benefits here. Here are just some. Residual income for life auto saver program where you set it and forget it. The Advantage Rewards program where you can travel the world and have exclusive deals on some of the best name brands and some of your local favorites. 7K limited and rare points. The Sound Money Wallet. CNI tax write-offs because you'll be owning and running a business. Hold back IRAs. 7K healthcare program. With gold without precious metals, achievable at pricing. So the question is, are you ready to change your life? Here are the two ways that you can get involved. The standard membership or the premium membership. Our standard membership is a one-year that includes the buyer certification training. Member direct pricing on unlimited volume, no minimum, no maximum. The Advantage Rewards program. 3 technology credits, access to exclusive low mintage collectibles, 1 graded silver coin, and access to exclusive Sound Money Wallet. As a premium member, you get a 1-year membership, the buyer certification, collector's training, member direct pricing on unlimited volume, the Advantage program. But instead of 3, you get 12 technology credits. You get access to exclusive low mintage collectibles. You get 1 MS-70 silver coin, 1 silver bullion coin, 10 business cards, 4 wealth strategy books, and access to the Sound Money Wallet so you can begin sharing this unbelievable opportunity with others. That's yourself. How would it feel to know that you had control over your financial? How would your life be different if you had more time and more money? The question is, will you join us in our mission to change the world? Pick a membership package and get started today. Thank you for spending some time with us.
So Zach did a really nice job there of explaining the value of the U.S. dollar and its decline over the in the one specific instance was over the last 100 years, how it's the purchasing power of it has declined, and that's what you want to look at. A dollar is still a dollar, but what you can buy with the dollar now versus 100 years ago or even 5 years ago is practically there's no comparison. But when he showed, what's really stood out to me when I saw this presentation, when this was shared to me the first time, was the comparison for the 1965 Ford Mustang. How back in 1965, if you had $2,500 or 2,500 silver coins, because they were both worth $1, and you walked into a Ford dealer, you could buy a brand new Ford Mustang. However, if you walked into a Ford dealer today with $2,500, you're looking at a down payment and 4 to 5 years of paying off the car. Whereas if you had the same 2500s 1 ounce silver coins, you could purchase 2 brand new cars and have them paid for. Okay, so that's like a huge example of the value of silver and how its purchasing power has risen, whereas the purchasing power of the dollar has declined. And same with this example for gold. With $10,000 into a house in 1965, your return would be about $89,000 on that, that is a good return. But if you had that same 10,000, you put it into gold, you'd be looking at over $500,000 as far as return. So there's like a huge difference there when you see the key is the purchasing power of silver and gold versus the dollar. Okay. And this is why you can see, between what I share with you at the beginning with Benjamin Franklin, we've talked about so far, is you see how over the course of time, gold and silver have always proven to be the two forms of currency that have actually maintained their value. And like, heck, if you even go back 100 years or 150 years ago, back into the old West or something, gold coins, and gold and silver coins, they always had a value to them. So it's just kind of like case in point here. But a lot of people are saying, well, why are they talking about coins? Why I don't want to save in the form of silver and gold coins. Okay, that is just an option. That is just one of the things that 7K does that's really well, that's easy to maintain because but there's also a reason for that too. There are certain tax advantages to saving in the form of silver and gold in the form of a collectible. So what he's talking about when he showed in the picture there that and he talked about the $1.2 million mistake. So you have this right here is a MS-70 Silver Eagle. Okay. And when you get it graded, it's done by NGC, the Numismatic Grading Corporation, and they serial number it and they put a barcode on it. And it's also like this case, MS-70 means it's a perfectly graded coin. You can't get a higher graded coin. And then they encapsulate it in this hard plastic. So what that means is that this is for the value, you cannot get a better graded coin, but then on top of it, it means it's always going to maintain its value and then grow depending on what the economy does or what the silver and gold does, silver goes up or down. But in this case here, it'll always maintain its original purchase value. So like in this case here with that $1.2 million mistake. So a lot of why 7Ks came up with what they did is they wanted to make it so that the average everyday person, regardless of how much money you made, you could actually save in the form of silver and gold. And the easiest way to do it is in coins. Okay. But in getting back to the $1.2 million mistake. So when the Silver Eagle came out was in 1986. And so if you collected one a month and it was MS-70, you'd spend between, like he said, $40,000 and $50,000. But right now, today, that collection from 1986 till now is worth over $1.2 million. So what that means as far as the tax benefits, the one thing that the government did when they decided which was going to be taxes, which types of precious metals were going to be taxable, they were very specific as to which types were. And one of the ones that they did not specify were collectibles. Okay, so in this case here, when you get it in a graded coin like that, it's considered a collectible. And so like in this case here, that person who did that $1.2 million collection, if he went to liquidate that and so basically he would have made a $1,150,000 profit, and that would not be reportable on a 1099-B because it's a collectible. So that just shows you right there one of the advantages is of collecting in the form of or saving in the form of a collectible. So real quick, a little bit more about, whoops, I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, there we go. 7K, you may or may not have heard of them. They are actually located in Idaho Falls, Idaho. They are actual business where they have a location. If you're in that city right now, you could walk in their front door and talk to people and handle your business that way there. So they are they do have a physical building where a lot of stuff you see online are opportunities that are shared with you online that they're just virtual. There's not an actual physical location but in this case here, they have, their building and they do have their vaults and everything there. So it's something that just to keep in mind, that's a benefit of 7K, but they do have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Out of 40 customer reviews, they have a 4.5 out of 5 star review, which to me, that is excellent. And you always want to look at that. But what's really most important, I think, whenever I check a company out on the Better Business Bureau, is the number of customer complaints. And you see here, they have 0. So that's the thing is like, people at different times, you could say, oh, it's a best service or whatever, go to a restaurant, boy, that was the best food I ever had. Then they go to do a review and they give it a 3 or 4 out of 5 stars. And it's like, well, if that was the best, then why didn't you give them a 5 star or something? So that's why I always say, don't always look at the star rating, but look at the customer complaints, because that really shows you if somebody really was that dissatisfied about something that they did, or there was something that they weren't, too happy with, they would follow through and do a formal complaint. But in this case, they don't. They do have a phone number you can call. You can interact with them like a normal business. They do have a website. They have 24, or they do have customer support chat online. So even if you have questions after business hours, there are people there to answer questions. And if there's something that they don't, they say it's for like a department that maybe the person's not 100% familiar with, they do have an extremely attentive customer service. That's the one thing since day one. Whenever I've had questions about stuff that I've been learning about 7K or stuff that I share with other people, I'll ask them in chat. And there's been only 2 occasions where they didn't know the answer, and then they were like first thing in the morning, they were getting a hold of me, and one time they even called me and let me know. So they are really, really attentive with their customer support, which is really something that's important. Okay, and a little bit about the 7K founders. Zach Davis is the one who did the presentation for us. The others are Roger Ball and Josh Anderson. And the name Roger Ball may look familiar to you because when Zach was talking about in the presentation, the one of the founders was created a $2 billion company. That was Roger Ball. He's the founder of Melaleuca. And everybody knows Melaleuca's been around for a couple of decades here. They're still a solid company and still going strong. So it just shows you that the type of people that created 7K. When they got together, they're like, okay, what can we do to allow people to save in the form of silver and gold? But then also, how can we reward them for, having a membership and then sharing the opportunity? And that's where they came out with their compensation plan. And that's what I wanted to share with everybody here today is the opportunity to work together as a team. That's what I wanted to share with you is, and let me see here, let me get So what I wanted to do is this is not my team. It's not your team. It's our team. And in order to have the success that, like they're showing with the rank ups from, from 500 all the way up to $12,500 per week. Now that's per week. And what 7K does is once a week on Saturday night at 11:59 Mountain Standard Time, they cycle the points for everybody that has a membership and who has qualified as an associate or above. And if you hit the points, so in this case here, you would just need two referrals. And once they hit the points of the 500 points, then they'll issue, you'll get paid a $500 check. Okay. So it's something that's, it's their way of paying it forward. And in order to actually hit those higher ranks, you have to work together as a team. And that's kind of why they just set it up this way. So it's not just like, you refer your link and that's, because there's a lot of marketers out there that could, have 100 people sign up, but that's not working together as a team. That's just getting signups. Okay. And so that's not what 7K is looking for. They're looking for people that are going to work together and build the teams below you. So that's what I wanted to share with you is the opportunity to work together where and this is why with what I'm going to explain here in a second, it's how it's not just about me. It's not just about you. It's about everybody working together to help each other, rank up and actually get better compensation. So in this case here, what I would like you to do if you're interested in taking part in the membership, and like I said, they do offer more than just the silver coins. Like when I started back in December of last year, when I was introduced to me, it was like exactly 2 weeks before Christmas, and I was already kind of on a tight budget. So what I did is I went with the basic membership, and I went with the standard membership, and I went with the basic auto saver. And that's kind of the key to the whole program, because they came up with the auto saver because they wanted to give that opportunity for people who don't have a company to work for that has a 401k. So it's a way that you can actually create your own mini 401k. So month by month, you're saving a little bit at each time, and it's going to build up over time, just like a 401k does. You pick a percentage that comes out of your paycheck, and they take the money out of your check. You don't even see it, but that it's growing for you depending on how you have it diversified in your 401k portfolio. But it's growing for you, and sometimes it goes down, sometimes it goes up. But in this case here with silver and gold, because the history has proven that over the course of time that it has maintained its purchasing value and then some. Okay, so that's what the benefit of saving in the form of silver and gold is. And you ask most people if hey, are you saving in any silver and gold? And they're like, oh yeah, I've got gold jewelry. I've got some silver and some gold jewelry. But the thing is, part of it is having the value of silver and gold is having it in the right forms. Okay, in this case here, there's actually a higher market for collectibles. That's a plus side for that. But they do sell silver and gold bullions. They have silver and gold bars. So there's other things that you can save in the form. But in this case here, like with when people say they say they have jewelry and gold and silver jewelry and then diamonds and that. The problem with that is, okay, yeah, that is a type of saving in the form of silver and gold, although they're usually buying it for the cosmetic reasons. But at least 300% of everything that you purchase in the form of jewelry or some type of ring or necklace or whatever is markup. So like in this case here, if you ever took say if you spend $1,000, and I'll just use an example. 20 years back, I had bought an engagement ring and I spent over $3,000 on that ring. When I went to try and liquidate it, and I even went back to the place that I bought it from, and even though I spent over $3,000 on the ring, the most anybody would offer me was $279, $280, and that was even the place where I bought it from. And when I walked in there, they're like, "Well, we're going to tell you right now that pretty much you just paid for the markup is what you were paying for." And I'm like, "But yeah, but I paid $3,000 through you guys." And they're like, "That doesn't matter. This is what it's worth," and that's all they would give me for it. Okay, so kind of keep that in mind too. So, just kind of, as far as why it's important to save and what types is what you save in is what's really key here. So what I'd like you to do, if you're interested in doing this, and like you can create a membership and start saving in the form of silver and gold and not have to worry about qualifying if you didn't want to rank as an associate or make money off of this. You don't have to do that. You can still, get started today, and, just let me know that when I send you this information. But by default, if we're all working together as a team, anybody who does sign up, if you work together truly as a team, everybody at some point will qualify for at least an associate. And what they started doing at the end of last year is, they started because they wanted to try and help, and pay it forward quicker to the people the members and people who are sharing the opportunity. So if you had 250 points on each leg, left and right, or each side of your team, then when those week cycles, they would, if you hit at least 250 points on each side, you would get a payment for $250. And usually what they do is it goes into your Sound Money wallet, which is what you create when you start your membership. So that's something I'll explain in another video because I want to kind of keep this short. I know it's Friday afternoon and people are wanting to get moving on with this weekend, especially the 4th of July weekend here. But what I'd like you to do is send me an email to rick@silverandgoldsolutions.org and send me your email, your preferred email that you check most often, your phone number, and then your address. Now, your phone number is, I'm not going to call you. It's just something to have on hand in case, as far as a means of communication to text back and forth. Like say if you have a question or you want me to jump on a Zoom call with you or explain something to somebody or help you explain it to somebody, I can do that. But, the best way to do that is probably text me because when you send me your email with your preferred email address, phone number, and address, I will in turn when I reply to you, I will send you a link. And I'm going to tell you right now, the link I'm going to send you is not even my own. See, it's because I'm working to help the people that are below me qualify. And I'll show that more on another screen, why that's important. But I'll share a link with you. And then as soon as you get that link, create your membership and then send me your username, because like when you create your account and your username is actually what you're going to be used as your own affiliate link. So like here, mine is the 7kmetals.com/Rick F. The Rick F is my my username. Okay, so that's my affiliate link. So that's what I share with people. And this is something that you can post on your website, your Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, you name it. You can put that on there. And if somebody comes along and clicks on that and then decides they want to order something from 7K, because besides the rare collectibles and the bullions and the silver and gold, they do have jewelry as well. It's not really extensive, but they do have some jewelry items, and you're getting the quality gold or silver jewelry. So that is something too. But if anybody purchases something from your link or on your, your personal website, then you get credit for that too. If there's a points that's attached to it, you get that, and that's, and you get also credit for those sales. Okay. So after you create your username, send me that back, and that'll be your link. And then I will in turn share that with somebody else. So you see how it work together to share it and pay it forward. And like, if you're watching this on YouTube and you're just, you don't want to do that as far as reaching out to me through my email address, you can just go ahead and create your account at 7kmetals.com/Rick F. And then you create your account there. And then because their system is really in depth, I will have a way to get in touch with you. But also when somebody signs up underneath you or through your link, they send you an email and say, hey, congratulations, so-and-so just joined under your link. And you have 36 hours to place them on your left or your right, because what you want to do is go left, right, left, right, left, right. And that way you're keeping it even, because you want the points coming up on each side. Okay. So you have 36 hours to do that, because you put them in a holding tank. And then if you don't do it by the end of the week on Saturday, when they cycle the points, whatever your back office is set up as, it'll automatically go to that side. But you don't want to do that. You want to keep it going left, right, left, right. And I'll explain that more, like I said, on another another video, or if you want to reach out to me directly, I can help you with that as well. But as far as me asking you for your mailing address, what I'm trying to do, because I want to really create this team environment, I've got some stuff that I'm personally doing. It has nothing to do with 7K, but it's just from me to you. Again, like the drawings that I have for the weekly and the monthly drawing. My way of wanting us, getting us working together is I want to send you something special that I'm putting together. I'm still waiting for the stuff to come. But I will send you a nice little kind of welcome package, just kind of another thank you from me to you for being part of our team. Okay. So that's what you would do. And then when you do email me, I will send you my phone number as well. So you will have a way to contact me. So it's not just like I'm going to ask you for your phone number or something, and then I would disappear. Because for one, I don't have time to be calling everybody all the time. I'm because I'm really trying to create this team environment here. Okay. And it's something that we're at when I have enough people together, I'm going to put together a Facebook group. So it's just our team communicating. And it's not going to be one of these groups where you have people from, Timbuktu contacting or trying to be a member of the group selling something. No, it's not going to be for selling. It's just going to be for us to communicate and share opportunity, or, share updates with each other on stuff. Okay. So I really am looking forward to having this to share this opportunity with everybody here. And like I said, if you're not interested in earning passively or something with this, you don't have to worry about it. But like I said, by default, at some point you probably will. And one thing I do want to point out, when you create your membership, make sure your mailing address matches your driver's license. Okay, that's one of the checks and balances they have, because by law they have to have a copy of your driver's license, and also you will have to put in your social security number, because any type of commission earned, it is taxable. They will report it to the government at the end of the year. So just make sure that your driver's license address matches your ship to address, because when you have even if you wind up using something that can go into the Sound Money vault, your very first shipment, including your enrollment package, has to be physically shipped to you. And that's the way they make sure you say who you say you are, and you're actually in the country that you're in. Okay, so that's just kind of tips I wanted to point out. Okay, so whoops. So I wanted to just real quick, just an example. Okay, so say the initial, let's go here. Okay, so the initial standard membership package is $199. Okay, the plus membership is $359 and the premium is $499. Okay, so with the $199, that's what I went with to start with. Now you can, depending on what you want to save and what form you want to save in, if you just wanted to just do the Silver Eagles and get them MS70 graded every month, you would be fine doing the standard membership package. The plus membership right now, that's when you get an MS70 Silver Eagle coin too. And but there's different benefits to each level. So as far as, it depends on what you want to do. And when you go to create your account, it'll kind of go through the different options on each page. Okay, so it's $199, $359, or $499. Okay, and then for the autosaver plans, which is really, this is what's key if you're going to do this, to share the opportunity and earn passively, is to encourage the people that sign up to be to create their autosaver shipment, because that way, like, like their whole concept of doing the autosaver is like a 401k, so you can set it and forget it. So you don't have to worry about, saving every month, and it just automatically does it. So whatever you have your credit card or your bank debit card in there, just once a month, on the date that you pick, they'll send you an email saying, here's your invoice. We went ahead and charged your credit card or debited your bank account, and you get a receipt. Then you'll get an email with the shipment information, the tracking number from FedEx. And like here where I am in the United States, every time I've had an autosaver shipped to me, I always get it in 2 days. And then when FedEx delivers it, they send you another email saying, hey, your package was delivered. That's in case like you're in an apartment complex or a condo or someplace where you're not sure they can get to your door or whatever. So you do know right away. So they are very, very thorough with what they do. They have a really good system here. They really thought about a lot of things before they put it into action. So, and when you create your membership or your autosaver, there's 5 days to choose from. There's the 1st, 8th, 15th, 21st, and 26th. So today's July 2nd. So if you wanted to create your membership today and not have your autosaver ship until like say the 25th of this month, I'm sorry, the 26th of this month, you could actually wait till then to have it shipped. And then you could, and depending on how much you share the opportunity, you have a chance to actually earn passively even before your autosaver ships out to you. So, but the 3 packages are the basic at 105, the variety is 139, and the specialty now has been dropped to 179. And what they're doing with the basic is the Silver Eagle MS70. The variety is this 7K State Animal Series. So those are colorized. So you would get the whatever United States animal is for that state. And it alternates. There's really no set rhyme or reason as to which state you get in which order. But your goal would probably be to collect all 50 of the state animal series. Whereas like with mine, with this, the basic is putting together all 50 state labels and all having them MS70. And that collection in itself, collectors would be chomping at the bit to get an entire 50 state series, all MS70. That would be a nice collection. Kind of not as nice as the 1.2 million, but it'd still be a nice collection. But the specialty, what they just started doing this month, brand new, is it's going to be a MS70 or a graded gold coin. It's going to be it's a half-gram coin, so it's a small coin, but it's a half-gram, and it's going to be the gold state series. So it'll be a gold state from each of the United States, but it's going to be a perfectly graded coin, and it's going to be a half-gram of gold. Okay, so it dropped to 179. So that's the different packages. Okay, and with shipping, like with mine, you do have to pay shipping and insurance. So it's 105, but it comes out to 116 a month, which translates into like 380 which calculates out to 386 to 387, like 386, 387 a day. So this is something that really you can't afford to do this regardless of your income. And the thing about it, and the way to look at it, is just it's a way for you to save. So yeah, it's yours. So you might feel like you're paying for something, but you're actually just saving. So in this case here, instead of putting the money in a savings account, which gets less than 1%, you're physically getting the silver or gold, or depending on which package you choose, but it's something you physically have it. And it's not like where you're dealing with on the stock market or something where you're not actually physically own it. You're just trading shares or what have you. But in this case here, you physically own it, and that is one of the critical aspects to building wealth, because that's something where when you physically have it, it's going to increase in value, opposed to like you can't. Well, that's one thing I want to tell you about. They thought about everything with this. This is really exciting. I think if you're a member, okay, and you created, like, say if you qualified up to like, well, let's shoot for the works here, like the 7,000 a week as a gold, you ranked up as a gold, and say 5 years down the road, something happens to your health or whatever, and now hopefully it doesn't, but I'm just using this as an example, and something was you're gonna die. So that way, they have it set up to where you can actually, in your will, you could actually will your account to another member or family member or something. So like if you're doing this and like you're starting to you're going to pass away or something, and your wife or your husband or like one of your sons or daughters or grandkids or something was a member of 7K, you could actually um, will your account to them. So even after you passed, they would still have it, still be getting that money that you've been generating from the team that's underneath you. So that's something they really, like I said, they really thought about almost everything under the sun to make this like an incredible opportunity for everybody. So I just wanted to share that point with you. Okay, so as an example, say if you went with a basic membership or standard membership in the basic autosaver. So over the course of 12 months with the shipping insurance, you'd pay 116, or I should say you're not paying it, you're saving in the form of silver. So you'd have 13, it cost you $1,392, but you physically have the silver. Okay. So if you took that, but you qualified as an associate, and over the course of that 52 weeks, so you'd spend 1392. Your payment as an associate would be $26,000. Okay. So over a course of a year's time, your return on investment would be 1,767%. So you would have a net gain of $24,608. Okay. Of course, that's tax free. Like I said, they do not actually take taxes out of your weekly compensation that you get. So you would have to keep track. And I always recommend people check with their CPA or their account just to figure out what percentage they should save for for paying taxes at the end of the year. But that would be your net gain. And this is like better than Amazon type numbers. So it's not, like the only thing that's probably like exploded better than is probably crypto, just from, the big jump. But now that's so uncertain anyways. But the thing about with silver and gold, though, that's the best part about it is a physical thing. Okay. And it's something that you would have in your possession. And like what they have there, and like this is just using the $500 a week. Say if you were 52,000, or if you were copper, then you would be $1,000 per week. Or if you were at the gold or the executive gold, the executive gold, um at $12,500 a week, you're looking at $50,000 a month, and that's $600,000 a year just for sharing the opportunity to save in the form of gold and silver. I mean, this is really an incredible opportunity. I'm hoping you understand that why I'm excited to share this, because when it was shared with me, it just made so much sense. And because especially with the way interest rates are now on savings accounts, you might as well not even put it in the bank in all reality. And that's one thing I want to point out to you. What your financial advisors and your banks are not sharing with you is exactly what I'm sharing with you here today. Your financial advisor doesn't want you saving in the form of silver and gold and doing it yourself, because if you're doing it yourself, then he's not making a commission off of you using him. Okay. So that's what they're not going to tell you about it. Plus, they don't, I have never had one say, oh, you should save X amount in gold and silver. I've actually never had anybody tell me that. They're like, they're usually doing stocks or something like that, as far as what they different types of funds and everything, like mutual funds and stocks. But it's like in this case here, nobody's ever said, yeah, you should take 20% of what you save and put it into silver and gold. They've never said that. But then also the banks don't want you to do this either, because for one, if you're doing this on your own and you're physically getting the silver and gold, that means you're not putting the money into their bank. And if you're not putting the money into their bank, they can't use your money for other loans. They can't use your money to purchase gold and silver, which you found out, which in the presentation, that's one thing that they are doing. Okay, so it's something that banks are taking your money and investing in silver and gold, and then are also using it for loans and that. So if you're not putting your money in the bank, then they have less money to work with. So think about that too as well. Okay, so all right, off of that zone. So just to how you become an associate or above is when you create your membership and you sign up for the autosaver, the points that you get from the autosaver, not only, okay, so you get the autosaver, but those points not only go into something that's called loyalty points, which is another way for you to earn free silver and gold, because each time you have an autosaver that's shipped to you, those points go into a separate category called loyalty points. And they have certain items on their website where you can actually exchange it for free silver. And right now, all the items I believe are silver, but they're, at different times they have gold too. So you could actually take those points, and when you accrue enough points, you could actually get silver coins or bullions or gold free. Okay, so that's one thing. But those same points also go in your downline. So like I said, you're keeping left and right. So if for your autosave you got 30 points or something, those would go to your left or your right. So that's one way you get points. But then when someone joins underneath you, the membership points, which are 50, 100, and 150, depending on the package, those points go to below you. And then if those people, when they create their autosaver, which I said that's the key to the points, is really the autosaver. When they get their points from the autosaver, those go towards you. They get them themselves as well, but those go towards you. And then also you get to points and stuff, the qualifications for the separate purchases from your website. So there's all this, that's how the points build up. Okay. And as far as you're wondering, how could you get it weekly? Well, you see there's 5 choices for the shipment of the autosaver. There's the 1st, 8th, 15th, 21st, and 26th. So you have 5 different days throughout the month. So that's how you were able to get points throughout the weeks. Okay. So yeah, so I'll just show this real quick. This is what an associate looks like. And this would be you joining today. And then your first 2 direct referrals, you're an associate. That's how all it is. And like I said, because I want us working together as a team, I want to help you get your first to qualify as an associate right away. Because that's my goal, is to have everybody qualify as an associate. And then from there, we'll work on everybody qualifying as a copper, which is the next rank up at $1,000 per week. But like, say if you're watching this and your husband or your wife might be interested in doing this, okay, that you would actually, one of the rules they do have is that if there's like 1 team per household, so like you would create your account, and then your spouse, or like if you had a working age son or a daughter or something, you do have to have a social security number, and you have to be able to file taxes. That's probably about the only other stipulations. But they would have to directly enroll underneath you. And so you would already have one on that side. And then when you share your link with me, then I would help you get the next one. So that's how you qualify as an associate real quick, or as quickly as possible. And this, like I said, it's first come, first serve. So it depends on how many people are on this presentation and how many people actually go through the steps that I'm sharing with you here today. Okay, so I can help you if you guys can help me. So that's how, well, we need to work together here. So anyways, if your first 2 direct referrals qualify you as an associate. Now, if you work at a company and there's like 5 or 6 people or something that you say like, hey, yeah, they'd be interested in this too, let me know that when you email me. So that way we can kind of strategically place when we share your referral link, because you might be able to get off this presentation, create your membership, and then qualify as an associate the very same day. There's some people that actually do that. And then there's also those who have, know quite a few people that they work with, or friends or family or whatever, that they can do. They qualify as a copper rather quick. So that's what we want to do is, if you know a lot of people that might be interested, let me know that. If you don't know anybody, or you're kind of shy or whatever, let me know that as well. But what I tell people is just share it. If people resonate with it and they understand that, owning or saving in the form of physical silver and gold is a good thing, if they understand that, which it is, then they'll take advantage of it. If they don't, then they're like, nah, I don't want to. They say, okay, well, thanks. At least you know the information, because you can share like the video that I shared with you with them. And if they don't like it, say, well, at least you have the information, and down the road you want to, let me know. If not, or if you know somebody who might be interested in, have them reach out to me, and then you're done with it. You don't have to worry about feeling bad or feeling awkward. Just kind of approach it that way. So it's like, I have no problem. I think this is one of the greatest things I've ever had the opportunity to be a part of. And that's why I'm sharing with you, because, whether you're live on here with me or you're catching this as a replay on YouTube, I'm sure at this point, the value that I presented with you today is giving you some good insight on what you can do in the future. So whether you take advantage of it now or wait 6 months from now, I'll still be here. I'll still be willing to help you out and do whatever I can. Okay. So to qualify, this will show you how to qualify as a copper. So this is your first 2 direct referrals. That makes you an associate. So what your goal is after your first 2 direct referrals is help your first 2 referrals become an associate. See, it's the pay it forward thing. So your first 2 directs would be an associate, like that. Then what you want to do is use your link for a direct referral here and a direct referral there. So once you have these direct referrals, your first 2 become associates, and then your very next direct referrals, that qualifies you as a copper. So you're at $1,000 per week. And at $52,000 a year, that's more than the average. It's more than the average income here in the United States. Okay, so then after that, you would continue on. But now you see how it's paying it forward. So then after you become a copper, in order to become a bronze, you have to help your 2 first, or 2 2 associates become a copper, then you're a bronze, then you're at $2,000 per week. Okay, so that's how it works. So just to recap the share plan, so they call it's compensation, but it's a share plan because that's what you're doing. You're just sharing. You're sharing the opportunity to save in the form of silver and gold. So first rank is associate at a 500 a week, copper's 1,000 per week, bronze is 2,000 per week, and silver is $3,500 per week. So that's $14,000 a month. And what 7K does that's extra special is if you qualify as a silver within the first 90 days and you can maintain that, and by maintaining that means making sure that your downline or the people that sign up underneath you are part of the auto saver and they stay active, because that is one thing you do have to do. You do have to have a purchase every 30 days to stay active, to hold your points and where you're qualified as. I've seen some people that were ranked as associates and unfortunately they missed their auto saver, or they didn't have it set up, or they missed purchase in a month and they lost their rank and they lost their compensation. So that's the main thing. Like I said, is keeping your heavier members get enrolled in the auto saver, but then also making sure they stay active. But if they stay active after you hit silver within the first 90 days and they're active for 45 days, so you hold that rank for at least 45 days, they're going to give you a 100-ounce silver bar as a token of their appreciation. So right now that's at like $3,100, $3,200. So just for sharing this great opportunity, you're saving for your future, you're building wealth incrementally, step by step. And at the same time, you're earning passively. But then on top of this, if you hit silver in the first 90 days, they give you a 100-ounce silver bar. I mean, they really go out of their way to thank people for sharing the opportunity. And that's just one way they do it there. So in that case there, if you qualify for that, if you attend one of the events or something that they have throughout the year, and you're there, they'll call you up on stage and present it to you. They make a really big deal out of it, which is nice because it should be something that you're recognized, because it is a big deal. You're sharing a great opportunity with people and you're earning for it, and then they want to reward you for it. But if you're not able to like attend an event, or you live in one of the countries, not in the United States, or a country that they have an event, then they would make arrangements to send it to you. But so there's a lot of benefits here. But then after silver, it's gold at 7,000 per week. Executive gold is 10,000, and then the presidential gold is 12,500. Yeah, I think before I said the executive gold was 12,500, but it's actually the presidential gold. So 12,500 a week. That's 600,000 a year. That's pretty nice for being able to save for your future and earn in the process. So you see how this is building that generational wealth. And even if you don't earn passively from it, you're still building generational wealth, because that's how it's done. It's called generational for a reason. It's built over time. Okay, so that's the main thing, is you want to do something like in this case here, my graduation present to my son was a membership to 7K. So now he has the opportunity to save monthly. In 20 years from now, saving monthly in silver or gold or whatever he does, down the road, I'm sure he might probably bump up to gold all the time or something. He's going to have 20 years from now, he's going to be a lot better off at 38 than I was. I'll tell you that, just because he has the option to save in this. I wish this 7K came along a long time ago, because I'd probably be doing this presentation from a boat or something, or on a beach somewhere. So, but anyways, just to kind of close, I've had the income disclosure statements up here on a couple of slides here. And these numbers here, to close this out, I have to have this because we're talking about the possibility of earning. And like I said, the passive income comes from how much you share the opportunity. If you don't share it, or you don't want to earn it, that's one thing too. But it depends on how much you share it. Okay, so if you share it with people and people sign up, then you have the opportunity to do it. But if you don't, and then it's going to be a little bit less. But like I said, that's where if we work together as a team, we can do whatever we can to help each other out. Okay, so when they did this report from when they started out in 2016 to the end of October last year, 2020, and out of all the members that were qualified to either they were receiving a compensation, or I'm sorry, referral payments, either they were or they were qualified. 92% of those people were ranked as an associate. So that means they at least shared it with two people. Okay, so it shows you the bulk of people just share it with two people. They may not be outgoing or whatever, or they just don't share it too much or whatever. But in this case here, the majority of the people have been associates so far. Then after that, 6% were copper, 1% were bronze, less than 1% were silver, and then the gold and executive gold. There were members that were executive gold and gold, but those were less than 1% as well. So just to recap the benefits. So it's not just, okay, so you're saving weekly or saving monthly. You have the chance of earning passively weekly, and you're physically getting silver or gold, depending on what you go with. So that you're building wealth. And then on top of it, they have all these member benefits. So even when you create your membership, you get, let me skip back this real quick. Then we'll wrap this up. I'm sorry. So when you get your, regardless, like with the standard membership, I received an MS69 silver graded coin. So it was just a hair shy of perfect, but it still has that high dollar value. And I also received this American Silver Eagles book, which is an autographed copy from Miles Standish. And that's a really nice book. It actually goes over the history of the Silver Eagle, and it also it shows some of the ranks as far as the number of coins that were graded perfect versus ones that weren't. So it shows you a lot of the rare aspects of the Silver Eagle. And one thing to point out real quick before I close out with the member benefits, and that $1.2 million mistake. Do you realize that one of those coins from 1996 was worth like $6,000? So a $1 silver coin was worth $6,000. And but then in 1999, because it was one of those years that were, I forget what they call it. There's a term for it, but it's like one of those rare years. One of those coins from 1999 was worth $19,000. So you have a 1 ounce silver coin graded MS70 worth $19,000. There's nothing, period. Bitcoin, crypto, Amazon, nothing gives you that type of return. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And the thing about with doing the weekly or the monthly autosaver is you never quite know what era or what range of coins is going to be hit that high value as far as collecting goes. So that's just something to keep in mind. Okay, and even something that you had before you wanted to do for your granddaughter. Say if you have a 5-year-old granddaughter or something, and you're like thinking, okay, well, if I start saving in silver and gold, even if just create the account for yourself, and then 14 or 13 years from now, when she's ready to go to college, you pretty much have it paid for. Even with inflation, I'm sure you'd be able to pretty much have it paid for. So that's just kind of ideas to think about. But to close out the membership benefits with membership benefits, so you get access to the Sound Money Wallet. You have the autosaver program, which, like I said, this is kind of like your own personal 401k in the form of silver and gold. You have the 7K healthcare program, which they do offer health insurance. So even like if you wanted, there's some people that actually create this make this their job. So like if you like had to have a health insurance, you could actually get health insurance through 7K. And they also do offer supplemental insurance, but you would have to check with them as far as like when their enrollment period is, because just like every company, there's an enrollment period. So you would have to check with them. You also get dealer direct pricing on silver and gold. And what that means real quick, he explained the dealer to the going from the mint to the dealer to 7K. So what the dealer direct pricing means is that whether you buy one of something or 100 of something or 1,000 of something, you're always going to pay the same piece price. There's a lot of companies that say this is your price if you buy one, but if you buy 10 or 100, it keeps dropping down. With 7K, you buy one or 100 or 1,000, it's all going to be the exact same piece price, which is actually very nice. Okay. So you also get the limited and rare coins, okay, here. And there's the 1099 tax advantages, not only besides the fact that it's collectible if you do go with the coins that are graded, but like if you are earning a compensation, there are tax benefits because you're actually technically running a business. So there are tax benefits there. That I would also check with your accountant or CPA to see what they recommend that you keep track of as far as deductions for your taxes. They have the Goldback IRA, which, like I said, somebody said, oh, this is a pyramid scheme. It's not a pyramid scheme. Okay, for one, pyramid schemes, you don't physically get anything. You're just selling the opportunity to sell the opportunity. There's no physical thing here. This is actually you physical silver and gold. You're building wealth. You're saving for your future. And on top of it, I don't know of any pyramid schemes that offer healthcare and also a gold backed IRA. I don't know of any company online that you can work with online that offers a gold backed IRA. So this is something that just look at all these membership benefits. So it's not just a membership where you're paying a fee and you don't get anything. You do get the benefits, but you also get physical silver or gold and you get something for it. There's also 7K Advantage, which is just part of your membership, which there's a phone app for it. You can actually just put in the city that you're in, whether you're visiting or the city you live in, and it'll pull up all the discounts that are for the stores and businesses and even travel and stuff on there. It shows up on the app. There's residual income for life. So as long as you stay active and the people below you stay active and currently keep saving for their future, you're gonna, continue to earn passively. But like I said, the key is keeping everybody on the auto saver or getting them on the auto saver so they're saving every 30 days. Okay. And that way they keep active. Then you get the sales from your personal website, which is your username. So to recap on how to get started today, if you're watching the replay, you just want to go to 7kmetals.com/Rick F. You can go ahead and create your membership there today. And if you didn't, say if you didn't go with that tag, which my username is Rick F. If you went to 7kmetals.com and try to create a membership, they're going to ask you who referred you, because that's their whole concept, is to pay it forward because you heard it from somebody shared it with you. So that you would put in Rick F if they asked. Okay. But if you use my website, then, or that link, it'll go, you should be able to create your account without any issues. But like I said, they're trying to pay it forward. Okay. So to work together as a team, if you could send me an email at rick@silverandgoldsolutions.org, send me your preferred email address, your phone number, your mailing address. And as soon as I receive your email, I will share a link with you. Then you go ahead and create your account. Then you send me your username and your link back. And then I will in turn share that with the next person. Okay. So we can get everything going here. Great. And as like I said, I will, when I send you the email with the link for you to sign up under, I'll also include my phone number so you can reach out to me via text or and actually have that information too. Okay. And like I said, I'm really looking forward to working with everybody with this. It's a really exciting opportunity and I can't wait to meet you. I mean, well, virtually at least. And, who knows, maybe we'll run into each other at one of these events or something. But either way, I'm really excited to have the opportunity to work with you and help you, at least give you that option to save for your future in the form of silver and gold. So I hope you got some great insight from this presentation. I enjoyed sharing this with you. Like I said, I'm really excited about this. I hope you are too. And even if you decide not to become a member, at least you have an idea of what you can do down the road, whether it's through 7K, whether it's, or just saving for your son or daughter or grandkids' future. If you can find a way to put together silver and gold on a regular basis, in this case here with 7K, they make it easy for you to do. You'll at least have an options for down the road. So I want to thank you again for taking the time to spend your afternoon with me. I hope everybody has a great 4th of July weekend and be safe. And I hope you enjoyed that presentation at the beginning with Benjamin Franklin, because I thought that was pretty cool too. So that's a limited edition set that's coming out soon. And like with anything with collectors, when there's limited edition, it has a higher value. Okay. So I hope everybody has a great 4th of July weekend and we'll talk again soon. Take care.